jumped into National Treasure 2, um, Step Up 2, and then from there it was like, yo, I like doing this, and made it like a full-time thing.
So I never saw The Wire. So did you get killed on The Wire?
No, but I did some drugs, ended up doing some drugs and doing more drugs, and you know how it goes.
Oh, so you was like, oh, you was a user or you used to sell?
I was a crackhead in the soup kitchen with Bubs.
Okay. But I mean, what even was you like? Did you like go to acting school or?
Oh yeah, I took theater in several different spots: University of Maryland, Lee Strasberg. Did a bunch of different things.
At what age did you start?
Oh man, it's been a minute. I started the 5th season, so I want to say when I was 24.
So I guess how you know, because like I guess a lot of young people, I don't know, you know, how they even get if they want to get started and what route should they take.
I would say jump into anything. Well, not anything, but jump into some stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I like doing the skits online, and I didn't have any of that, so I pretty much just beat my feet. I got an agent, and shout out to Kadai. He uh, threw me into a lot of different things, and I kind of fell into it, and then started making contacts, and then started getting asked to be in other projects.
So what are you working on right now? I saw you had to send the series. I saw
Yes,
that
yes.
little bitty clip. I was like, you kind of left me hanging. That was like 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yes, Sin is a murder mystery. So in all the time that I spent in front of the camera, I guess I started developing all these different ideas, and then I had to take a step back from acting because of a family situation, and then started creating. And now that's pretty much, I don't know, it's kind of like my journey now. Just instead of trying to be a part of the content, I want to make the content, make new actors. I'm one of them people that thinks that Hollywood needs to stop this recycling machine and make some, fresh faces. So I'm trying to do that.
So what are you looking for when you looking for actors and actresses?
Fellow weirdos like myself.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm everybody. Honestly, there's a character. I feel like every project needs one of someone, every different one. You know what I'm saying? You never get too many different personalities.
No, because somebody was telling me like one day, I don't know, I was just at the store one day and we got the mask on and everything, but somebody said I look like Denzel and I could be in movies and stuff. So I was shit. I'm just trying to hey.
A little bit. I see it. I see it.
Yeah, man.
So
So that's cool, man. So how with the corona and everything, how's your life changed?
I have been able to slow down and deal with family, but I started writing a horror movie and kind of just took its own legs. Sin took a back seat, and within three weeks, I wrote a 2-part horror film, and then just reaching out to people. Like, I'm good friends with Cece Peniston, and her and one of her producers, Jimmy, got me in contact with Kane Hodder, who is the real Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th films. So cast him as my killer.
Wow.
And pieces just started falling into place. And I'm actually on set of where we're going to be filming, the woods on Forest. This place is beautiful.
Hey.
I'm going to bring this Hollywood shit to Bowie, Maryland. And we want some fun out here.
So I would say you saying like now you focus on creating. So what is your creating process? 'Cause I mean, even with what I'm doing, I have to constantly create content too. So what is your process?
I kind of run in different situations, and then I don't know, I just write out a whole lot of different things. There's a lot of shit going on in my head just from different things that I've dealt with in life, and I don't know, I fictionalize a lot of stuff and just write. I'm in my phone all the time. I've got like 25,000 pages of dialogue just in one project.
And then like That's it. No, I was saying. So then, like, I know I had somebody telling me before, they was like, "Oh, I want to be a writer. I want to be a writer." So they think, they can just go to Hollywood. It's like, I know it's a process. It's not like you just go to Hollywood and just hang your. What's the process? Like, say you're a writer and you want to meet somebody in Hollywood and connect with somebody and get your work seen.
You know, that's always a loaded question, because what works for some doesn't work for everyone. And me, whether it be my family influences or people I just know through friends, I mean, I just approach people. Yo, I got a project. What's up? Let's shoot something. Let's make something. Let's create something.
Mm.
And then the mind meld begins. But like I said, a lot of people don't just approach people as easily. I don't know. I mean, me, I just have a goal, and I can damn near work with anybody because again, all about the goal. So the process for me has always been get an idea. Uh, I kind of go backwards. I kind of go with the problem, and then start creating the solution around it. And then as that solution starts to win, I need to create something to counterbalance that win. So then I create another sub bad guy or something like that, and balance it, balance and balance it. And then once I'm done, I guess, creating my story or the characters for the story, then it turns into a feed it along. How does it help the story continue? And then eliminating people that don't matter, or eliminate the people that eliminate eliminate the people that don't matter, but make it look cool. And then every so often eliminate someone who really matters. So just to keep shit going along. I have a lot of different ways that I do.
And what do you say the time frame is when you're working on a project? From beginning to launch.
So for mine, I don't know, because my mind's always changing. When it comes to like working on other people's projects, again, there's really you really can't put a time limit on creativity. Now, if you give me a deadline, then work on it, But other than that, it's like just make it work in a timely fashion. Because honestly, if you're gonna be late, then it better be fucking dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just it. If you're gonna be late, it has to be a monster body of work that can justify it. I was smoking too much. Whatever. Oh, yeah.
So can you talk about some of the actors and actresses you worked with?
Oh man. Oh, I have. I mean, just in the projects that I've done, just the actors that have starred in those projects. Man, it's all a blur. You know what? I would have to say my favorite project was, big project was a toss up between the originals and Divergent. And I say that because I'm a huge fan of vampire werewolf lore. And then when I started doing stunts and I was a werewolf on the originals and Vampire Diaries, it was really cool, really fun just to be in the mix of a show that I've always watched. But then Divergent, I got really cool with Jack Courtney. I met him in LA at LAX, and he was flying out, I don't know where, and I was going back home so I could get all my stuff together to go to Atlanta to film. And then my first day of filming, I run into Jack Courtney on set, and I was like, holy shit, dude. I just saw you at the airport. He was like, are you following me? I was like, are you following me? if you don't know who Jai Courtney is, he played John McClane's son in the last Die Hard film. He was um, Kyle Reese's son in Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
He's done some big projects, but he was one of the main guys on Divergent. So he was just really cool, just chopping it up with him. I'm actually trying to get at him right now, getting on this project. This horror thing has really taken its own legs. I mean, Kane Hodder's manager is hooking me up with a bunch of different people, and without giving away too much, it's gonna be really cool. The project itself is kind of like Scream meets Friday the 13th, Halloween-ish. Fun teenage slasher film that we're gonna have this really cool house and all these woods, and because of COVID, we are still gonna be able to social distance and shoot, and it still look like it makes sense because the trees and shit. So yeah, I'm really excited about this project.
Yeah,
And then there's also something popping. So.
Then we always, every time we have an actor on the show, we ask about the SAG card. So what are some steps for people trying to get their SAG card?
You have to do some union projects. Mm-hmm. And that's the only way you really do it. You get to a certain point, and then you become a must join. Or you get to a certain point, and then you're eligible, or you become a must join.
DJ Perry, you had some questions? I know DJ Perry was in a couple roles.
Yeah, I did, man. I ain't did nothing in a while though, but I had got 2 SAG vouchers from being a skilled extra on NCIS, LA. Nice. Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff. I was on your route. I started doing plays. Everything changed, man, when I moved from California I live in Brooklyn now. So nice. I was doing everything in California, but when I got out the Marines, I relocated to New York, and it's just a little bit tougher to get in, man, here. So you got a lot of starving artists in New York City, but in California it's so big, you can kind of pick a lane in a way in California. So shit, man, you can go the route of doing like black plays. Shoot, you could do white plays. Shoot, I think I was doing both. I had joined a little theater in San Diego, doing it that way. But I also, there's, like I said, you could do just like with comedy. You could be a comic who geared more towards the white crowd, or you could be a comic that's more geared toward the black crowd. You just gotta find like for me when I was in San Diego, man, white people laughed at me. When I came to Brooklyn, bro, they looking at me like, who the hell is that? In Brooklyn, they wasn't fooling with me, man. It was kind of crazy, but like that's when I realized that everybody got to find their lane. You can't try to do both. Like Eddie Murphy or stuff like that, they can reach multiple people. But if you somebody that, like, I'm trying to think, like a comic who probably only do good at one group of people, you can't be trying to do it in both. You can't be trying to like, oh, I'm gonna have an all white crowd, I'm gonna have an all Spanish crowd, I'm gonna have an all black crowd. You can't pick what you want to do. You got to just stay in your lane. That's how I take the game to be. You got to stay in your lane.
Go with it the best you can. I mean, you're not gonna please everybody, but try as many as possible. I'm trying to put together a comedy myself right now with a bunch of different funny people, reinventing a few things. So there's a lot of things I'm going to tap into. And as far as like the starving actors in New York, Sin is a New York-based murder mystery. So as soon as it's a little safer to film in New York, then definitely going to be going back to the city because, it's a fashion murder mystery, and New York is fashion. I just got to.
So you gonna holler at DJ Perry for a role? You gonna give him a role?
I mean, yeah, y'all got my info. Just make sure you DM me.
Yeah, I'm his agent.
Sure.
I'm his booking agent.
Oh man. Yeah, he my agent.
But I would say, so how you? One more thing, but how do you keep from getting? Like I'm just joking around right there. You get a lot of people like saying they do that. So how do you prevent yourself from getting scammed if you're trying to get in the game, how do you know if it's real or not?
To be honest with you, you just gotta do your research, I guess. I mean, because even I've got before, you know, it happens.
What happened with you?
I got a crazy
No, let me hear his first. Then
no, yeah. No, I got you.
What's your story?
I trusted the wrong director, and he got my bread, gave me some really crappy footage. And I was told ahead of time not to put nobody's name out, so I'm not gonna say nothing. But trust me, I'm biting my.
All right, what happened to you, period?
Nah, man. No, I remember one time, man. I was like, you know how it is, man. You like you see a little listing on Craigslist or something where oh we can get you in some productions. So man, I drove down to Philly. Man, I go meet the guy. He like, oh okay, yeah, you got the look, but we need $1,200 up front. I don't need to hear nothing about it. I need to go talk it over with somebody. I just need the money. So I'm like, yeah, man, I gotta talk to my wife, man. He was like, nah, see, that's what I'm saying. I got Tupac cousin on the line ready to work. I'm like, who the fuck is Tupac's cousin though? Like, you can't say I got Tupac cousin on the line thinking I'm gonna jump and be like, I wouldn't even jump and give you $1,200 if you said you had Tupac on the line.
What if you're not a Pac fan at the time?
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, how you know I'm a Pac fan, for one? Who the hell is Pac cousin? And why you need $1,200 right now? I just dipped on him. He was like, yeah, I seen many people turn their back on me. Bruh, we don't know who you are, and you talking about the wrong, you saying the wrong stuff, bro. Like,
yeah, honestly, even the people that I've approached that aren't in the business, it's like, why are you asking me for money?
True. Yeah.
To pay you for this and all those different little funny, duddy, foolery, flaky ass acting schools that just ask for all this, that, and the third for all this bread. They want to teach you how to walk and talk and blah blah blah. I'm just like,
you probably wasted a whole semester. You probably doing a whole semester on that shit. Oh, we're gonna teach a whole semester of this how you stand on stage and this is the voice for. Hey, I ain't paying that money for that.
Yeah, I've been saying it's funny though. It's like every game, it don't matter what game you in, they got something like that where people trying to get money for you over stupid shit. Like everything, like modeling got that shit. Like they got that shit in hip hop. It's like everybody be trying to get their money somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has business expenses and shit. I mean, even I do, but that's not the responsibility of the people that you're trying to employ.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that I don't get.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never asked anyone for a dime. I mean, I've spoken to investors and shit in this boat going, but that's about it. Yeah. So again, just research. I mean, in my case, if I reach out to certain people and they want to do this, and they're like, "Who are you?" I'll be like, "Google me. Look at my page. I'm with enough people that you can kind of gauge what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You can what I'm about."
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what it is. So other people that reach out to you on something funny, I mean, first make sure you're talking to them.
All right.
Yeah, you could be talking to a voice in
India.
fucking where.
Oh yeah,
So
that's true.
meet us here, and no, you end up in Abu Dhabi.
And you probably stuck and stranded there too. You like, damn, I didn't know how I'm gonna get back home.
And stuck and stranded is the least of your problems, because they got some dirty, unholy shit in store. So you gotta watch where you go, watch who you talk to.
True.
We are in an age where there's some.
I agree.
Me speaking as a father, to anyone who wants their kid to jump into this, just research who you're talking to or who your kid is talking to, and get involved. Stay involved.
Yeah, all them little freak dudes that be posting on Craigslist. Oh, come do a photo shoot. We help you be a model. That's some porn shit. You got to be careful.
steps to abduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you watch that Corey Feldman? I don't know his name. You know the other Corey. He came out that documentary a little while ago. Did you watch it?
I didn't see it, but I know.
Yeah.
Oh. So what do you say? What's next for you? Where you see yourself in like 3 years from now?
Doing these shows. I mean, I write a lot and I build on stuff. So at this moment in time, I've got 15 projects that I'm creating. I'm like something real close to me right now is the Walter White project. So I've got Sin, my murder mystery. I've got The Woods on Forest, my horror project, and then the Walter White project. In 1989, Mr. Walter White was 55 years old, and he was sent to jail for the murder of his wife. 15 years to life in prison was his sentence. Well, his sentence, he became a reverend and started baptizing some of the inmates in the prison. And one day he baptizes this dude named John Gaston. A week later, John Gaston confesses to the murder of Margaret Green, Mr. Walter's wife. New York kept this man in jail another 11 years and tried to have him killed 3 times instead of exonerating him. So he's 89 years old right now and still on parole for the murder of his wife. And John Gaston confessed to it years ago. So I'm trying to help this man get exonerated. I got a few name actors signed on for this project, but this is like a true story. And it's going to be a 6-part situation, just going into the life of this man who saved the lives of 3 soldiers in an ambush, got a Purple Heart from the military, started working for the New York Demolition Department for almost 20 years, has never had a criminal record whatsoever. A working man who worked his entire life for everything he's got. And then they throw the money to read him his rights.
Is he black?
Of course he's black. They don't give a shit.
I just want. They say when you assume, you know, I ain't want to assume, but sound like a black man.
Hey, that shit funny, yo.
It's funny, but it's not funny. It shouldn't be funny.
You know, no,
it's like dark humor.
It's funny, but it's like the sad part is he's 89, about to be 90. Because of his murder charge, it kind of like trumps his Purple Heart, so he can't even be buried in Arlington Cemetery with the soldiers he helped save because he still has a murder conviction on his record, and he didn't even do it. And then the craziest part is 10 years later, he goes to North Carolina to go get some money to pay for pre-production for the whole project, and the FBI raid his house, put him in the damn 2 days with a stroke. And the part that boggles me so much is that he did state time. Why are the feds even bothering him? So there's so many things that I want to do. I want to go have fun and do the fictional stuff, but then there's like real shit going on that I really want to take care of. And like one thing is getting this man exonerated so he can die with his name. That's all he wants. And then, you know, there's a lot of different things I want to do, like in the next 3 to 5 to 10 years. Just involving veterans and homelessness and vets. Just trying to do the most to help the humanity thing go, not just the Hollywood shit.
Then
the For Life thing too. No, the For Life thing, I was gonna tell y'all, that remind me of the For Life joint. I was telling Paul about it. The 50 Cent thing on ABC.
Yeah.
They did him dirty too.
It's like a bunch of different people. The Central Park 5, they went through the same craziness, man. It's like, it's wild stuff. It's really wild. Mr. Walter, he saved the life of one of the female COs while he was locked up. She was being raped and about to be murdered. He steps in life, and then come to find out 2 other COs sticked these inmates on her because they was jealous, because they wanted her.
Oh, shit.
Then when their attempt failed because of Mr. Walter, they set their sights on him, transferred him to another prison, and tried to set him up there. I was like, our government is mad.
Yo, that's a crazy thing, man. Like, let's say you went to prison on some, like he in prison, but he innocent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we also know that if you've been locked up for like any amount of time, you gotta do some almost criminal shit to survive in there. So
Right.
now it's like, all right, you in here, you innocent of the crime you came here for, but shit, you guilty of this shit you did while you've been here for the last 15 years. That's why you got to be careful.
Luckily for him, he became a reverend.
So he wasn't in no trouble.
He found God, and like time they tried to have him killed. So he had to defend himself. He had to save himself. But then he also said that he had a few other inmates that held him down, and they not all guards were bad. But this man has a lot of recollection of all the stuff that happened to him. I've got 111 court documents. One of them is from Bill Clinton. Another one is from Marion Como. It's like they did this dude extra dirty, and then come to find out his wife was going to have him killed anyway. And this is a true story. This shit is crazy, man. And then it makes you think about some of the things that you go through, what's important to you, and who you have around you should be important as well. So trying to get into entertainment is cool. You need a strong support system. You need some strong people to guide you, and make sure that you are doing the right, or not even, there's not really right or wrong, but it's more so what you're comfortable with and what you can handle. Period.
I would say, how many hours a day do you spend on writing?
Oh man, honestly, it's a throughout the day thing, and I do it most of my stuff on my phone. So I'm consistently writing, or I'm hanging out with my kid, writing, doing stuff around the house, family stuff, writing.
Is it an app you use or something?
Huh?
Or you just doing it in your notes? Or you got an app? Or what you doing?
And I got cell text, I got first draft, I got Word. I write stuff certain places wherever it's easier to voice text and then transfer it around. One of my biggest things is something that Nokia from Drew Hill told me. He was like, all the phone usage, your phone better be making money for you. You paying a big ass phone bill for all that shit. It better be making money. And now I'm like, all the time, just like so much in there, and it's just so convenient. I barely use my MacBook anymore. I'm just in my Pro.
So what you do when you got to put it together? How you do all that from your phone?
Like I said, the app usually does stuff for you. So once it's done, just create the script, create everything, and then just send it out to all the actors.
All right, man. We want to appreciate having you on, man. I think DJ Perry got his final question for you, then we'll let you go.
All right, real quick. You got this is a scenario. You hosting a dinner party. You can invite 3 people, dead, alive, or fictional characters. Who you inviting and what you serving them?
Oh man.
Yes, man, that's It's a thought-provoking question.
That's one of them job interview questions. Like, what?
Okay, first, Biggie.
Okay.
Luther and Mandela. But I want to think about some shit. I want to know what Luther be thinking when he's writing some of his stuff, and Big is just like Big is just big. I mean, no cap.
What you cooking?
Oh, what am I cooking?
Yeah.
Something fish wise, salmon, pasta, stuffed shrimp, something fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we had the funniest one last week, huh?
Yeah, that nigga said stuffed avocado. That shit was, we was laughing so hard on his ass.
Man, that shit had me crying, bro.
He said
I was
stuffed
like,
avocado with some couscous.
he said he's gonna cut the avocado in half. He gonna take out the little seed in there and put couscous in there. But I'm like, that's a little ass hole. You can't put that much couscous in there.
That should be a work of art, not no damn food. That shit's in a frame.
That shit was funny, man. I was like, yo, this fool. Now he was. I found out he was a comedian though, but that shit was funny, man. Like,
yeah, nah, I'm trying to feed them niggas something to build.
huh?
You learn a lot of shit from old folks, and just listening to stuff.
All right, bet. Yeah, like he said, man. Glad for. Thanks for coming on. You can leave the listeners the ways they can contact you on your social media, and if you got any life hacks, like Poe like to give out life hacks, man. So if you got any life hacks you want to give out before you go, could you tell everybody your social media?
So the social media is Actor Elliot Lyles, something for life.
Yeah, so I'm asking people how to flip a G right now. So how to flip a G?
Oh, how to flip a G?
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna tell you what I'm good at. Something.
Yeah.
Find somebody that believes in you and wants to back you up, and just run, and don't let nothing stop you. Even if you gotta run through a wall, you gotta let a car hit your ass. You keep going until there's no breath in your body.
So I guess how do they find somebody? You said find somebody that believes in you. So where do they find them at?
About there. I mean, I'm primarily in Maryland. I'm back and forth between Maryland and New York a lot. But if you go on my Instagram, you'll see me in LA, you'll see me in Atlanta, you'll see me in New Hampshire, you'll see me I'm all over the place, because one thing that if you study certain people's success, Wale, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, none of them stayed home. You gotta get the fuck out. You will never. I don't know a whole lot of people that get on in their town, unless it's New York, where everything happens anyway, or LA. But even still, most of them people bounce. Everyone's going to New Orleans, Canada.
Paul, we was talking about that. Paul, we was talking about that with we on a group chat, like podcast chat thing with people who wondering why they ain't blowing up in they city.
Because you got to go. I mean, there's something about nature that you have to leave the pride land to do shit. It is what it is. Come back home to rest, but know that you will be gone soon. You got to be in. What's worked for me is being in places where I'm uncomfortable. Thing is, I gotta figure out who to talk to. I gotta fish, and a lot of times I fish incorrectly, meet the wrong people, but it's usually been even the wrong people have plugged me in with the right people, and then those people continue to rock with me even after those two people, even after that person and I no longer deal with them. And it's just how God be working. And then also remember, stay in faith, because God will put you on the right path and put the right people in your circle, and that has been an incontestable fact. Like even if I don't understand certain situations, sometimes it becomes clear later.
You just gotta have faith in yourself, huh?
Oh, it's a big part of. My mom's always telling me a big part of talent is faith and patience.
All right, well, appreciate you having on, bro.
No doubt.
We're gonna have you in the future, man, when everything keep popping for you a couple more years. Have you back on?
Well, yeah, as soon as COVID lifts, I'm working with these NBC people. I did this episode of Law & Order SVU, and since then I just been working with these guys at the network, and there's a lot of promising stuff. I'm happy and very, very blessed. Just hardworking, just tired, but it's all good. We get it going. But yeah, I'm gonna have y'all on set. Y'all come on set and interview some of the actors, and you know.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
I'm with that, man.
Yeah, I can unionize you. I'm a SAG signatory now. Boom.
Oh damn, that's what's up.
All right. All right, bro. We appreciate you again, man. Much love.
All right, y'all. Both of y'all, thank you for having me. And your
All
listeners.
Right, hey, you know, both of us was Marine vets, right?
Oh, word? Yeah, I was in the Army. That's battle buddies.
Oh,
that's what it is.
Yeah, we both disabled Marine vets now. I be limping too.
Hey, it's all good. My knee is doing what it do.
Uh-huh.